Hey there guys, got another video for you guys today talking about Ultimate Gohan versus Kid Buu. Or not even really versus, but I guess you can say it's a versus, more of who's stronger. And I've been seeing a lot of this, it's just been over time. I've seen so much of Ultimate Gohan is stronger than Kid Buu because Buuhan is stronger than this, and because Goku was afraid to fight Super Buu or a Buuhan, and he wasn't afraid to fight Kid Buu, and I'm just like, no, that's not how any of that works. None of it works that way. So I'm here to tell you right now, so if you believe any of that stuff, you're wrong, because what I'm about to tell you is exactly why Kid Buu is stronger than Ultimate Gohan. Why Kid Buu is the strongest Buu. Okay, so when we get into it, Kid Buu is the strongest. It's his purest form. Now, there's a couple of things that goes into Kid Buu being the strongest. Now, when they talk about his strength, it's always kind of ambiguous, so you never really know. But a lot of people like to say, hey, in Dragon Ball, the next villain is the strongest, so let's go off that. I don't really like that argument because Dragon Ball doesn't work that way. Sometimes they reach certain levels of power that they don't hit again for a while, so I wouldn't say that Kid Buu is stronger than Buuhan just off of that. Now, with Kid Buu, the thing is, to me, is that the first time he absorbed anybody was the Supreme Kai. I forget which one it was. It was the big buff guy, but he absorbed him. And to me, if you go and look at that fight, it's really short. They don't show the whole thing or do it in much detail, but I mean, this is the first time you actually ever see. This is how I see it. This is the first fight that Kid Buu is really struggling in, or he's having competition. He's having a harder time against him than he has against anybody else. Nobody else have pushed Kid Buu this hard before. So, you know, because the other Kai, the female Supreme Kai that we saw, he destroyed her no problem. Like he didn't struggle against her at all. So when he went against the buff dude, obviously he had power and stuff. So, you know, Kid Buu's like, hey, this guy's kind of strong. I've never had competition like this before. So in his head, he's thinking like, well, why don't I just add him to me? Because he pretty much figured out. Because one thing about Kid Buu, or Majin Buu period as a whole, they are adaptive fighters. So they can adapt to any type of situation that comes their way. So when it comes down to it, he absorbed that Kai so he can gain the strength. But really, if you go off of the Grand Supreme Kai, when he absorbed him, it pretty much made him weaker because the Grand Supreme Kai was pure, and you know, it made him weaker and everything. But what if the other Supreme Kai, the buff one that he absorbed, what if he actually weakened Buu too? And that's what I'm saying, is that having him absorb make him weaker, just like having Fat Buu make him weaker, because it still had the Grand Supreme Kai within him, making him weaker. So Kid Buu was actually kind of nerfed the entire fight that him and Goku was in until he spit Fat Buu out. And we still know he does have the buff Supreme Kai inside of him, because he never spit him out or anything. So I'm assuming he's still in there, because as far as we know, if you get absorbed by Buu and you're inside of them, you're not coming out unless somebody wish you out, they pull you out, or he spits you out. So he's probably still in there somewhere. But that's one thing that you know, kind of tells you about his strength. Now, when it comes down to Super Buu was stronger just because it was more of the evil than it is the good. So, because pure evil Buu was stronger than Fat Buu. So that's how he beat him and became Super Buu, because he absorbed the fat part of him. So it had the good part so he could think and stuff like that. And he wasn't just like, like this wild child with a bunch of power. So he got that, and then, he absorbed Gotenks, and then later on he absorbed Gohan and Piccolo. So he had 3 people inside of him. So, it definitely made him stronger. And it gave him more ability to think and stuff. So every absorption was altering his attitude towards people and how he kind of went about doing things. So when we get to another part of Kid Boo's strength is that when Goku was afraid to fight Super Boo, he was afraid to fight him. It was stated, he was like, yeah, I'm not trying to fight him or anything like that. That's true. But the thing is that he had an idea in his head already. He already had, like, the only thing we can do is use fusion to win. Goku was on this fusion thing the entire Buu arc. He was like, fusion is the way to go. Until Gohan got his potential unleashed, and he was like, yeah, Gohan can probably do this. Which he could have. Gohan just messed the whole thing up. He dropped the ball on that one. But Goku had fusion in his head the entire time. Goku was he wasn't, I'll say he was against fighting, but it was really because he thought that fusing with even Hercule or Dende would have been a better choice than him just fighting by himself. Because, at that point, as far as we know, Goku has never fused with anybody else besides Vegeta. So, to him, he's like, well, I've seen fusion before when I learned how to do the fusion dance and stuff, and I've seen what my kid and Vegeta kid can do together. Why wouldn't I want to try to fuse myself and then with one of these other people? And I'm already strong, and he was like, Hercule knows some kind of martial arts and stuff, like, the basics at least, so it wouldn't hurt anything. So from that perspective, that's how he was thinking about it. It wasn't really like, oh, I'm just too afraid to fight him. It wasn't like a Vegeta versus the legendary Super Saiyan Broly type of situation where he's so stunned by his power, he's just on his knees begging for his life or anything. It's nothing like that. Goku was literally only in it to try to fuse. And after he did the fusion, that's why they were like, yeah, we don't really need the fusion. Like, I don't want to win the fight that way. Like, they could have did it, and I don't want to say Vegito would have been weaker than Kid Buu, but I don't know. This is one of my main points right here. Is that the super spirit bomb that Goku did? Do you think Ultimate Gohan could push that back? That's my main question. Do you think Ultimate Gohan could push that back? Because I don't think so. I don't think Buhan could do it either. Honestly, I don't really think Vegito could do it. Not without going like Super Saiyan 2 or something like that. Vegito would have Super Saiyan 3 in his hand, so he probably could. But Kid Buu was literally pushing that spirit bomb back. He was pushing it back, and Gohan's energy was a part of that spirit bomb. So, he was pushing it back. The only way they actually beat him was because they wished for Goku to be completely restored of energy. So Goku was like brand new, and he turned Super Saiyan to actually push it back. He didn't just push it back, he turned Super Saiyan, so he stacked his strength on top of that to push it back and kill Kid Buu. That right there, if you telling me that you believe Ultimate Gohan or Buhan could push that spirit bomb back, then I would believe it. Then I would believe that you honestly believe that Kid Buu is weaker than them. But no, Kid Buu's not weaker than Ultimate Gohan. He's not weaker than Buhan. He's definitely stronger than both of them. Not together, but he would beat them one-on-one. For sure, he would beat them one-on-one. And another thing, Kid Buu didn't even struggle against Goku in his Super Saiyan 3 form. Yeah, Goku stated that, yeah, I could probably have beat him if I would have just did it right at the beginning of the match, but I don't believe that. I think Goku was overestimating his own power. And it's what I think. I think it was more him being confident in Super Saiyan 3 than him actually knowing if he could do it. Because one of the main things that Vegito did was that he destroyed a part of Super Buu or Buhan in front of him, like showing like, yeah, I can destroy you to the point where you can't regenerate. Goku never did that. Goku never shown that he had the ability to do that. He could blow Buu into pieces, but not as totally evaporate him. And no, he never showed that, and he never showed the ability to be able to do that. Not even to the Majin Buu, like the Fat Buu. We didn't even see him do that to the Fat Buu. Now, I mean, do I think he could have really beat Fat Buu? Maybe if Fat Buu never got mad or anything. But I think that Fat Buu probably had more energy than what we saw him display. Because I mean, really, Goku didn't seem like he was trying, but Fat Buu also didn't seem like he was trying when they fought. So it's like, I mean, it's kind of like a toss-up. They might have been evenly matched more than anything, is what I believe. But Kid Buu is definitely stronger than Ultimate Gohan. He is not stronger than Kid Buu. Kid Buu is the strongest Buu. It's no argument. It is hands down, he is the strongest Buu. That's my argument.